Hello everybody and welcome back to another video about RimWorld 1.1. I'm still really excited about this, so do forgive me if I'm a little bit more exuberant than normal, but I think that's okay. Yesterday we took a look at the patch notes for 1.1, so you can either check that out. There's going to be up in the little annotation at the top. So it should be popping out right now, or there's also a link in the description below, as well as at the end screen probably. So you can take a look at that and watch my reaction to the patch notes. But today the video is all about what has not been mentioned in the patch notes. And believe me, there's actually quite a lot of stuff that was just, I don't know if it was not looked at on purpose, or left out on purpose rather, I should say, or because they ran out of space, or they wanted us to find out ourselves. I don't know, but there's a lot of stuff. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So one of the very first things that I actually noticed when playing 1.1 on stream yesterday is, and I just randomly clicked on a wall that I made out of granite, and I looked down here at the hit points, and I was like, wait, 510? No, that can't be right. That was always much more than that. And turns out I was right. Granite blocks always worth 595 HP. So, I hate to bring it to you all, but all types of walls were nerfed. All of them. Like, all of them. So, granite lost, for example, 85 HP. Same is true for the doors, by the way. Just saying. So, granite lost only 85. Wood actually lost a lot less because wood was already really weak. To begin with, wood was 225. Now it's 195. So less than 200 HP. That's crazy. So the lower the amount of HP on a wall before the nerf, the less they lost. So wood didn't lose much. Granite, lost quite a bit. Sandstone got lowered from 490 to 420. Limestone went from 540 to 465. Marble is so shit now. Marble went from 420 to 360, and slate is now below 400 hit points at 390, and used to be at 455. So all walls are nerfed. Same is true, by the way, obviously, as I said, for all of them. For the steel walls and the jade walls, jade is 150. It's softer than wood. For the golden walls, the silver walls, even for the uranium walls. The uranium walls actually were hit the second hardest. The hardest was actually plasteel. Plasteel used to be 980 hit points. Now it's 840. So plasteel lost 140 hit points in the nerf. Uranium lost like 125, but plasteel walls are a lot weaker now. I haven't seen it make too much of a difference in gameplay yet, but what this means is that a lot of modders will have to adjust the HP of their modded walls if they want to make it not so OP in regards to vanilla walls nowadays. So that was the first thing that I noticed, but wait, there's more. So the next thing was sort of already talked about, where in the patch notes they introduced something called the recon armor, but at the same time helmets got shifted around a little bit. There are still simple helmets, and what looks like an advanced helmet has been renamed to flak helmet, which you now get when you finish the flak research down here in the in the research table. So if you hit click flak armor now, you see you can get the flak helmet, which is the advanced helmet. So that has just been renamed. It hasn't really been nerfed or anything like that, but flak helmets now appear together with these. I'm pretty certain that the simple helmet is locked behind smithing, but it doesn't actually show up in the list of items that you can build when you click on the research. So there is smithing and there is machining here, but as you can see, it doesn't actually show up anywhere in the research bench. But so simple helmets are still there, but advanced helmets are now flak helmets, and they show up under flak armor. So I do believe they actually require a little bit more research now, because I'm pretty certain, I mean, I might be wrong now, but I think they used to only be locked behind machining rather than flak armor, but I might be wrong there. I've never really paid too much attention to advanced helmets, to be honest, but yeah. And then obviously we've got the recon armor helmets, which was already talked about before. Let's compare 92, 40, 46. Sorry, I've never really looked at these. They're pretty good in comparison. They're pretty good in comparison to the marine armor. So that's definitely a good in-between step between advanced helmets, flak helmets, and marine helmets. I like this. I like this added and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted you to know that flak helmets are now a thing instead of advanced helmets. So another thing that is new, that is not super important, but just a very interesting thing that has a lot of potential for future mods and the all fabled and talked about expansions / DLCs that were mentioned in the changelog and in the game and all that sort of stuff, is that the mechs now actually belong to a hive, even though it doesn't show up in their info panel. But I just spawned in a raid, and if you can see here, it tells me it is a raid from the Zanmerd mech hive. So yeah, there's an actual hidden mechanoid faction on the world now that has lots of possibilities for things later on. This means that, for example, maybe we get a DLC where we can wipe out mechanoid bases and attack mechanoid factions. Maybe there's a way that we can talk to the mechanoid leader and make them friendly, or integrate with them, or have them integrate with us, and all sorts of... There's a lot of possibilities that you can do now that they actually have a non-hidden faction, which I think is a pretty cool concept. The same with the insects, by the way. They've always been a part of a hive, but they also actually have a specific faction now. If we go here real quick and I click on execute raid with points. Oh, that's just a normal raid. Execute raid with factions. There we go. Sorry, wrong thing. You can see it says some insect gene line. So it will basically be the same with the insects as well, that they belong to a specific gene line and sort of a faction in a hive. And they could all, you know, there's lots of potentials that you could do, potential things that you could do with those in the future, or for the future of the game. This is not all there is about the mechanoids though. No, if we go over here, I was trying to show the faction here, but that didn't work. But look at this. This, my friends, this is your new worst fear, in my opinion. When it comes to the mechanoids, yes, there is a new mechanoid. This is a vanilla mechanoid. This thing exists now. This is a thing. It's called a pikeman. And it nowhere in the patch notes says it pikeman, ever, anywhere. This is a pikeman. Yeah, and they have needle guns. So let's learn about the pikeman first, and then we'll go from there, shall we? A pikeman is a clunky, multi-legged combat mechanoid specialized as a long-range weapons platform. While effective at a distance, it is weak in close-range fights and in melee combat. Veterans of mechanoid wars know that often the safest place to be around a pikeman is touching it. Because why is it touching it? Because of the needle gun. The needle guns are scary. The needle guns are so scary. Let's learn about the needle gun, shall we? Ah, look at that. It's a long-range weapon used by mechanoids, named after its needle-like projectiles. It fires single shots with great accuracy. While it does less damage than charged weapons, it can reach over very long distances. And it can! It has 45 range! 45. Accuracy is 60 on close, 80 on short, 90 on medium, and 85 on long. Range cooldown is 2 seconds, so that's at least a thing. But yeah, this is scary. I mean, if you compare this with just a sniper rifle, let me show you real quick. Sniper, oh god, where is the sniper rifle? Oh, this is a thing, not a thingy. Yeah. Try place direct thing. There we go. Sorry, that's what I have to click. I don't often use this, so I sometimes have to look for search for a little bit. But there we go. Look at that. So they have now the same range as a sniper rifle. So and they're more accurate than a sniper rifle, at least they're normal. So sniping mechanoids is not really all that easy anymore, unfortunately. So that is a great thing that we have to deal with now. But, and that goes into the next thing, it's not so scary if it's a ship. It's scary if it's a raid, but we all have, you know, our ways of dealing with raids. But with a ship, there's actually also a difference, and let me go and show you that right now, what happens when you get a ship. Okay, so the next thing that has to do with mechanoids is the ships. Psychic ships, as I said, or ships in general, as I said, I think, in my opinion, have become a bit easier. And this is why. Ships will now crash land with the mechanoids on the outside rather than on the inside in the ship, and they'll be dormant until you start waking them up. And let me just tell you what I mean with they will be dormant. They're definitely dormant, and also don't disregard what's happening on the tile. There's some mechanoids moving about and all sorts of things. So they will be dormant until they get woken up. First of all, and I mean until they get woken up. You can literally dance around. Oh, come on, don't come and play with me right now. Don't play with me right now. And I will literally mean you can dance around them. You can literally walk over these. So they will still get, there's another one, hello. They'll still get woken up if you build next to them. So if you place a trap, for example, right here that you've assembled somewhere else, they will wake up. But you can walk by them without any fear. So these don't wake up until you start shooting at them. But at the same time, this also means if you, for example, have a ship like this means the first ship is not very scary, because you can just be right next to like these scythers or lancers or whatever, and you can either have all your melees at the same time bonk on them, or have all your ranged people start shooting the scyther while all your melee people like deal with the lancers and stuff like that. So ships have become easier. Ships have also been renamed. The poison ship is now called the defoliator ship, because it defoliates the planet, I guess. And then the psychic ship has actually been renamed into ship part psychic droner. And what also is a nerf, in my opinion, is the fact that it, for now, only affects one gender. So they only affect one of the two genders that you have in your colony, so either female or males. So half of your colony won't even be affected. So, for example, right now, Killux, she's female. There was no psychic ship here. She's fine. Shu, on the other hand, has low psychic drone already, obviously. He's also running away because there's more mechanoids around. But that is a thing that I think makes it a lot easier to deal with ships, at least with small ships that you have at the first. So this nerf, or this change, I should say, definitely makes it a lot easier to deal with the first maybe 3 to 4 ships that you get in your playthrough, because you see what there is, you can immediately go in, you can prepare your attacks a lot more detailed, rather than, okay, I wonder what's in there, because obviously you're going to fight a scyther differently than you're going to fight a lancer or a pikeman or a centipede. So this way you can prepare a little bit more and hopefully survive those ship attacks. But wait, there is even more stuff. Not mechanoids this time, but there's even more stuff when it comes to people. So let me go and show you that. So what other things in regards to colonists, pawns / raiders has been not mentioned? Well, obviously we all know about the bio-coded weapons that were mentioned in the log. Even though I've not actually seen them in game yet, I don't think I've made it to a high enough wealth level where we see those yet. There's another thing though that you can see if you click on try placing and spawning a pawn, which is something called basically class of enemy. So for example, mercenary gunner or elite mercenary _ acidifier. So what the heck is an acidifier? Well, if you click into the health tab, you can see what it is. It shows up in their health tab right there. So there's one right there, and this one has it as well. So what the heck is a death acidifier? Well, it's an annoying thing. Though on the other hand, it's not that bad, because if something dies, they already have the, you know, Dead Man's Apparel debuff anyway, so you won't use it, you just destroy it. But what a death acidifier does is basically, you can click on this lovely hyperlink thing now, which is in the game, which is really nice. A death acidifier, or acidifier, not incidifier, acidifier. I talk English good. Is a chest implant for preventing enemy use of captured equipment. Upon the user's death, it releases a powerful chemicals that dissolve gear in contact with the user's body. It doesn't damage others. So if they get down for it, if they get killed, I should say. So if we do that, stuff pops up because apparently there's an error. But well, you can't. There you go. That's the acidifier. So basically, the pop-up for the cloud spawns a little bit late. But basically all of their clothes are gone now, and they get chemical burns as well apparently, but because of the chemicals. But apparently it says it doesn't hurt others. Okay, but yeah, anyway, so all of the clothes are gone. The question now is though, because I've never actually played with this, so what happens if they get downed? Does it still happen? Because I'm not sure. So let's test it. So it will damage you. Tink. Let's see, Jim. Can we get you to down rather than die? Go, Jim! There's so much fighting going on right now. Just fall over. No, he died. Dang it. That's something that we have to test. Because there's damage to death. Isn't there damage to down? I thought there was damage until... Yeah, there is damage until down. Dang it. Of course there is, and I didn't see it. So there's also a sniper acidifier. Also loads of new hairstyles, by the way, in case you hadn't noticed. Damage until down. Boink. Nope. Okay, so basically nothing actually changes. Clothes are gone if they die, but that just saves us having to burn the apparel. And then something I just already mentioned, but I thought I'd show you here because we can see it a little bit better here. There's new hairstyles in the game. A few, not too many, but you know, they're hiding and you can see them. So for example, Sugar here has one of the new hairstyles. Sammy's got one of the new hairstyles. And there's a few more that only appear with tribals as well. Jordan here has a new haircut. Let's see, we probably won't get the others that are new because I mean, what would be my luck, right? You can get this side cut. It can also be flipped the other way, I've seen. The ponytails or the pigtails look a bit different now than they used to. So yeah, hairstyles just have been updated and cleaned up a little bit. It seems almost like it fits better with the overall style of the later hairstyles that were added. They just look a little bit, they just look cleaner and nicer, just like with all the other UI updates. But see, this one's for example new. So there's a few, you know, graphical changes as well that weren't really talked about. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what other changes you have seen that weren't mentioned in the patch notes, because I really want to know and I really want to see what you have found out so far. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Have a good one, take care, and bye bye.